Guten Tag, Year 3. Thank you for joining our next German lesson where we're going to continue. In fact, we're going to move on to a new unit. So let me share my screens together. As a bit of a starter activity to recap on some of the learning we have done so far, I have 3 questions for you. Which fruit names can you remember? How do you say hello or goodbye? And how do you say that is red? We've done similar questions before, so which ones can you remember this time? I put some different pictures on the board to help you. If you need some more time, pause it there. Otherwise, let's look at those together. So which fruit names? We have der Apfel. Maybe you can repeat some of these. Die Banane, die Trauben, die Erdbeere, der Pfirsch, die Pflaume, die Ananas, die Birne, die Tomate, die Orange, die Zitrone, die Limone. They are all the ones we've covered. How do you say hello or goodbye? The easiest way is hello. You can also say Guten Tag, which means something similar to good day. Guten Morgen, which means good morning. And to say goodbye, Auf Wiedersehen would be the main one. Tschüss means bye, and bis bald means something like see you soon. How do you say that is red? You'd say das ist rot. Das ist rot. Well done if you remembered that. So last time we were looking at fruits, and we did quite a few lessons on different fruits and which fruits we liked. So we're quickly going to recap on that in a bit more detail. I'm going to ask you a question, and you can have a go at replying at home. I'm going to say magst du, which means do you like? So magst du die Orange? And if you like the orange, you can say ich mag die Orange. If you don't like it, you can say ich mag nicht die Orange. You need to add that extra word nicht, which means I don't like the orange. So let's try one. Magst du die Banane? How would you reply? Maybe you can have a go at home. I would say ich mag die Banane because I like bananas. Let's do one more. Magst du de Apfel? Magst du de Apfel? Do you like apples? And you could say, ja, ich mag de Apfel, or nein, ich mag nicht de Apfel. But today we're going to move on to items of clothing. And something I want you to do, first of all, is to watch another episode of our Felix and Franzi, which is called The Broken Washing Machine. And it contains lots of different items of clothing that we are going to look at. I've included a link in the YouTube description and also in the Teams instructions, so you can click directly on that to access it. Once you've watched that video, come back here and we'll continue with our lesson. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch that video. We're going to continue with our lesson. I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I'm going to share a slightly different screen to continue. And we're going to look at some of those clothes together. So, was ist das? What is that? And we're going to have a go at identifying some of those clothes. Maybe you remember some from the video already. And if you can, have a go at shouting those out now. Let's look at them together. So we have die Jacke, der Pullover. Let's do it one at a time. Die Jacke, der Pullover, der Hut, der Hut. So we've got Jacke for jacket, Pullover for jumper, or sometimes you would hear the word pullover. Hut for hat. Das Kleid for a dress, das Kleid. Die Hose for trousers. Der Schal for a scarf. Die Schuhe for shoes. That one's quite a nice easy one to remember because it sounds almost similar in English. And der Rock. Let's go through those one more time. We have die Jacke, der Pullover, der Hut, das Kleid, die Hose, der Schal, die Schuhe, Der Rock. Hopefully you've had a little bit of a practice at saying those words now. So let's see if you can help Felix and Franzi take their clothes off the line and place them in the suitcase. The items will appear in the suitcase. So let's start with an item. We've taken the dress off. Who remembers how to say the dress? What is the German word for dress? Let's go back and let's have a look together. It's das Kleid. Das Kleid. So they put das Kleid, the dress, into the suitcase. What's going to be next? What's disappeared and what's now appeared in the suitcase? What's the English word first of all? We'd say a skirt, a skirt. Let's go back and see what the German word is. That is der Rock, der Rock. So we've got das Kleid, der Rock. What's going to be next? A jumper. And that one is der Pullover, der Pullover. Well done if you remember that. What's going to be next? We've got the shoes, die Schuhe, die Schuhe. Next, it's the scarf, das Schal, das Schal. I want to double check that one myself, so I've got the right der, die, or das. It was der Schal, der Schal. A good job, I went back to check. Then we have the trousers, which is die Hose, die Hose. Then the jackets, die Jacke, die Jacke. And finally, the hat. And again, I want to go back to make sure I get the right der, die, or das. And the hat is der Hut, der Hut. And we finished putting our items of clothing into the suitcase. What I want you to do today, let me stop sharing and reshare what I need to. What I want you to do today is draw a picture of at least 3 different pieces of clothing and label, nice and simply, with the German word or phrase. So I've got a picture of a jacket. You could draw a jacket and underneath you draw die Jacke, die Jacke. To help you with this, if you're struggling to remember all of those German words and phrases, I've included the knowledge organizer in our files today on Microsoft Teams to help you remember some of those key words that you will need to use to label it. Now, if you're thinking, Mr. Foster, that sounds far too easy. I know all of the words. That's going to be something I'm going to fly through. Well, then can you describe the clothing? Can you add a sentence to describe it? And I've given you an example here, giving the colors. Die Jacke is rot und blau. The jacket is red and blue. You could do something similar to recap on some of our previous learning as well. As always, please attach some of your learning. For this one, you might need to do by hand to draw those pictures and to add those labels to it. It probably won't be possible to do directly onto Teams. So do that one by hand and attach it and turn it in as you normally would. Thank you for joining today, Year 3, and hopefully you remembered some of those different German words for clothing, items of clothing. Thanks, see you next time.